Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Michael Corinthos was relieved when Judge Eva Heron sided with him in court. Willow Tate lost big time as Michael scored sole custody of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Unfortunately, GH fans just got confirmation that Michael's win wasn't legitimate. In the June 19th episode, Jen Sidwell met with Judge Heron at Windermere, where she pointed out that she granted Michael sole custody like Sidwell wanted. That news pleased Sidwell, who assured Judge Heron that the rest of the money would be wired into her bank account. Now that fans know Sidwell bought Michael's custody victory, we have to consider why. What would motivate Sidwell to go as far as bribing Judge Heron to ensure Michael came out on top? There could be multiple reasons for Sidwell's actions, so let's talk about them. For starters, Sidwell may be setting up some leverage for himself. If Sidwell exhausts all options when it comes to eliminating Sonny Corinthos' influence in Port Charles, he might use this rigged custody win as an ace in the hole. Sidwell could threaten to expose the bribery behind Judge Heron's decision and get the ruling overturned. It'd be easy for Sidwell to keep his hands clean if he made Judge Heron disappear and then framed Sonny, first for the bribery and then for the disappearing. If Sonny doesn't start cooperating, then Sidwell could promise that Michael is going to lose his kids. Sonny could go down in the process, so Sidwell might have a new path to casting him aside. There's even a chance Sidwell will use this leverage with Michael and push him to make Sonny see things his way. This scheme could be more about using Michael to shift Sonny's perspective and talk him into the deal for the peers. However, there could be another reason for Sidwell's bribery plot. If Sidwell was behind the penthouse explosion, he could be at least partially motivated by guilt. Sidwell has a soft spot for his own son, Marco Rios, and seems like a pretty complex villain. What if Sidwell was responsible for the blast and wants to make things up to Michael on some level since he was injured by mistake? Locking in this custody win for Michael might have been a way to offer restitution, so that's worth keeping in mind. Sidwell might be hoping that it'll work out for everyone if Sonny caves in and Michael keeps his children. Regardless, General Hospital spoilers say trouble could be brewing for Michael if this bribery secret leaks, so stay tuned for updates on all the chaos. Maurice Bernard from General Hospital, who plays the role of Sonny Corinthos, isn't letting his mental health get to him right now. Loving life, he shared a useful quote when he posted a delightful video on his social media. Read on to find out how he beats the blues. Beating the blues: bipolar disorder, depression, and anxiety stalk the real-life Sonny Corinthos. However, he manages his mental health and shares his thoughts on his social media or his State of Mind podcast. This week he shared something cute and wise on Instagram. The crime boss of the ABC show shared a reel of himself dancing with his grandchild Tiana. Set to the song by Whitney Houston, "I Wanna Dance with Somebody," the sweet little daughter of Kaylee and her grandpa got into it. It looked like great fun and more than 14,000 people loved it. In his caption he shared a quote by Eckhart Tolle, the best-selling author of The Power of Now. Maurice Bernard wrote, "Pain loves pain, pain despises joy. Dancing brings joy to my life. A dance a day keeps the pain away." Fans react to the dancing. Fans love seeing TT because she's so cute, but put her dancing with her grandfather, and they light up the hearts of fans. You might ask how anyone could stay depressed or anxious watching that happy little scene. One follower wants to see Maurice Bernard on Dancing with the Stars. They wrote, "She's got some great moves. I see a future dancer. And you, Maurice, for DWTS." Here are a few more reactions from fans of the daytime drama. "Oh, my TT's outfit. Do they make it in my size? Haha, I love it. She's a doll. Family that stays together dances together. OMG, love this. Love Maurice/Sonny, I have watched you forever. Love this. Made my morning sadness go away." It seems that Maurice was happy that his dancing made someone else's day. So he replied to the post about morning sadness with 3 smiling face with heart eyes emojis. Conscious decision to be happy. Maurice is very candid about his anxiety and depression. Sometimes he struggles, but sometimes he shares his success. In fact, his anxiety used to go through the roof when he was on board an airplane. But he told his followers that he underwent hypnosis and now he's free of that fear. Dancing seemed to make him happy as well. Perhaps they danced spontaneously. But there's no harm in just trying it if you feel down. Do you love the idea of dancing the blues away? If dancing every day keeps the pain away, it might be worth trying it out for yourself. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and come back here often for all your General Hospital cast news and updates. General Hospital spoilers report an unlikely alliance is rumored to be on the horizon between Carly Spencer and Tracy Quartermaine. Want more General Hospital news? Get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. Both women, despite their decades-long feud, share a burning desire to drive Drew Quartermaine out of town for his toxic influence over Willow Corinthos, among other things. Carly loathes Drew for his vile manipulation of Wiley Corinthos and lies about Michael Corinthos, while Tracy wants him gone to protect the Quartermaine legacy from his shady Esplanade deal with Ezra Boyle. Could this common goal forge a grudging partnership? Or will their hatred sabotage any chance of teamwork? Carly and Tracy's shared enemy Carly's fury at Drew, fueled by his emotional abuse of Wiley, ensuring he overheard Michael didn't care about him anymore now that he has a new child in his life, aligns with Tracy's disdain for Drew's schemes. Tracy, guarding the Quartermaine name, sees Drew's questionable business moves as a threat to her family, and she's not going down, or to prison in an orange jumpsuit without a fight. Will these two leading ladies in their own families join forces to force Drew's exile? Will they swallow their pride to link arms? Or will old grudges flare up? GH spoilers squeal. A fragile pact takes shape if Carly and Tracy team up. Their plan could be ruthless, leveraging expensive twofold legal clout to expose Drew's misdeeds. They might also make use of Jason Morgan's muscle to intimidate him. We've seen a bit of that already this week. Tracy's influence with every judge in town and Carly's ties to Sonny Corinthos could amplify their efforts, maybe digging into Drew's Esplanade ties to Jen Sidwell. But their history of catfights, dating back to Carly's clashes with Monica Quartermaine, makes trust shaky. If a slip like Marty Gray sniffing out their scheme sparks conflict, will their alliance crumble before Drew bolts? Middle ground or mutual destruction? This uneasy partnership could shift Port Chuck's power dynamics, especially as Willow ultimately ends up grappling with Drew's scandals. With some GH fans cheering Carly and Tracy team up? Iconic. Others are casting doubt, saying they'll implode before Drew can pack his bags. Will Carly and Tracy's unlikely alliance to oust Drew hold long enough to succeed? Or will their deep-seated hatred pave a path to mutual destruction? On the next General Hospital spoilers are in for Monday, June 23, 2025. Fans can expect Carly Spencer to give Michael Corinthos a warning. Jordan Ashford reconnects with Curtis Ashford. Plus, Kai Taylor drops a bombshell on Trina Robinson. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. Jordan Ashford's memories. Let's begin with Jordan and Curtis. The former flames were together for a long time, but the marriage ended due to work secrets. Jordan was heartbroken but eventually healed. Now, Curtis thinks his marriage to Portia Robinson is already over. Since then, Jordan and Curtis have been reconnecting. While it's platonic for now, a preview clip shows the two sitting in their bathing suits taking a stroll down memory lane. With a big smile, Jordan glows as she talks about it being the best feeling ever. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of JH. Want more General Hospital news? Get updates on the latest General Hospital news straight to your inbox. Website your email. Subscribe. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. Kai Taylor's bombshell over with Kai. He made a decision about the internship. At first, Kai assured Trina that he was going to turn down Drew Kane's offer. However, when Kai talked to the congressman, he got a different deal. This one will allow Kai to stay in Port Charles and just go to DC a few times a year. However, it is risky, as Drew told Kai he wants the young man to represent him here in town. Considering all of Drew's lies and scandals, this could be an internship that Kai later regrets, especially if he's left holding on to the bag in a dicey situation. Meanwhile, Portia gets rattled. Nina Reeves' frantic panic. General Hospital spoilers for the next episode reveal that Nina Reeves will be in a frantic panic. As if things weren't bad enough for Willow Tate Corinthos, now she has informed her mother that she's marrying Drew. In a preview clip for the next episode, Nina assures her daughter that it will be worth it. Elsewhere, Carly tries to warn Michael about cutting Willow out of the kids' lives forever. While Carly's methods are questionable, she is just worried about Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. Read this. General Hospital spoilers. Daisy Corinthos' mystery stalker. Is Nellie Benson returning? Monday, June 23, 2025. A preview clip also shows Tracy Quartermaine making a public display. Brooklyn Quartermaine urges her grandmother to swallow her pride. Back to Drew, he announces in his office that this is the second best thing to happen to him all day. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, June 23, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on ABC to find out what is coming up next. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news and updates. General Hospital spoilers. Carly presses for truth, Trina struggles with doubts, Drew celebrates, Nina makes her case. Tensions are rising in Port Charles as emotional confrontations, hidden agendas and long overdue conversations begin to shake up the lives of several fan-favorite characters. From Carly's direct demands for honesty, to Trina's growing discomfort, Drew's recent triumph, and Nina's emotional appeal, General Hospital promises a wave of deeply personal story shifts that may alter dynamics forever. Let's break down what's coming next. Carly demands the truth. But can she handle it? Carly Spencer has never been one to shy away from conflict or uncomfortable topics. And in the coming days, she finds herself demanding clarity from someone she once trusted completely. Whether she's confronting Drew Kane about his secretive behavior, or trying to piece together the real story behind Nina's latest actions, Carly is no longer interested in dancing around the truth. After everything she's endured, from broken relationships to business losses, Carly is done with half-truths and strategic silence. She wants direct answers, especially when it concerns her family. The issue at hand may be deeply personal, but Carly's unwillingness to let it slide could come with consequences. Sometimes, seeking the truth means hearing something that cuts deep. Carly is also becoming more protective of the people she loves, especially her children, and she's beginning to suspect that others might be making decisions that put them in harm's way or leave them vulnerable. She wants to know who's making these moves and why, and more importantly, how she can stop the fallout before it spirals further. Trina's tension builds. Is she being shut out again? Meanwhile, Trina Robinson can't shake a growing feeling of discomfort. As much as she tries to push her concerns aside and maintain composure, something is clearly off, and she senses that decisions are being made without her input. Whether it's about Spencer, her future, or the circle of trust around her, Trina feels the ground shifting beneath her feet. Her instincts are strong, and it's not like her to be passive. But recent interactions, possibly involving Portia, Curtis, or even Jocelyn, have made her wonder whether she's being deliberately kept in the dark. Could Spencer be hiding something major again? Is Portia pressuring her into a path she doesn't want to take? Or worse, is Trina beginning to question whether she truly fits into the Cassadine chaos she's been surrounded by? Trina has always stood firm in her independence and clarity of thought. But when things begin to feel out of her control, and whispers of betrayal grow louder, she may have to take bold steps to regain stability, even if that means creating some emotional distance from those closest to her. Drew celebrates, but at what cost? Over in Drew Kane's world, celebration is in order, at least from his perspective. After a rocky year of setbacks, legal issues and romantic missteps, Drew finally feels like he's turning a corner. Whether it's a business deal, a family breakthrough, or just a moment of long overdue recognition, Drew is relishing his small victory. He's presenting himself as a man who overcame adversity and stayed true to himself. His relationship with Scout is stronger, he's getting praise from people like Michael, and his role in key decisions at Aurora or ELQ might be more solidified than ever. But for some in Port Charles, Drew's victory lap feels a bit premature. Or worse, undeserved. Not everyone is convinced that Drew is entirely in the clear morally or strategically. Carly, for example, may still be unsure whether she fully trusts the choices he's making. Others may view his success as the result of someone else's downfall or manipulation. Drew's confidence is growing, but he'd be wise not to get too comfortable. In Port Charles, triumph can turn to trouble in the blink of an eye. Nina's heartfelt plea, desperation, or redemption. Finally, Nina Reeves is preparing to make a heartfelt appeal. one she hopes will shift the tide of judgment that's surrounded her in recent months. She's aware that many have turned their backs on her, and her relationships with Willow, Sunny, and even Ava have all taken hits. But Nina hasn't given up hope. She's choosing to speak from the heart this time, likely confronting Willow, Michael, or even Carly. Her message? She wants to be forgiven. She's made mistakes, yes, but they were driven by love, fear, and desperation. Whether it was the SEC whistleblower scandal, or her actions during the custody battles, Nina is ready to admit she didn't always choose the right path, but insists her intentions were never malicious. The real question is whether anyone's ready to believe her. Willow may feel too burned to let Nina back in. Sunny, though torn, may not be willing to risk more family tension. And Carly? It's hard to see her accepting any plea from Nina without a fight. Still, Nina's appeal could mark a turning point. If she's truly sincere and willing to make real changes, there's always a chance that someone might give her the benefit of the doubt. But if it's just another strategy to win sympathy, it could backfire spectacularly. Conclusion: relationships are being tested on every front. Port Charles is entering a period of emotional reckoning. Carly wants answers. Trina is unsure whom to trust. Drew's on top, but cracks may be forming beneath the surface. And Nina? She's walking a tightrope between forgiveness and final rejection. The next few episodes promise emotional drama, raw confrontations, and possibly even some healing. If anyone can put their pride aside long enough to listen. Would you like a follow-up piece on whether Trina and Spencer will survive this new wave of tension? General Hospital. Emotions erupt as confusion deepens and loyalties shift. As the emotional wave continues to crash across Port Charles, every character involved in this tangled web is being pulled in a new direction. What began as a simple miscommunication or lingering resentment is now growing into full-blown uncertainty, with each person trying to protect themselves and their loved ones from heartbreak, scandal, or betrayal. Carly stands firm, but worries linger beneath her strength. Though Carly Spencer is presenting a strong front, her soul-searching continues behind closed doors. Her recent confrontation may have revealed cracks in a few alliances, but Carly's main concern still revolves around whether her instincts are correct. If she is wrong, she risks alienating those she cares about. If she's right, it could bring permanent damage to key relationships. She's not just fighting for justice or clarity anymore. She's fighting for the survival of her emotional core. More than ever, Carly is beginning to question the people around her. She wonders who's loyal and who's hiding their true motivations. What she learns next could either restore her faith or lead to emotional devastation. Trina's heart battles her head. For Trina Robinson, the struggle isn't about what's real. It's about what feels right. She still cares deeply for Spencer, but the constant drama surrounding his family and the emotional weight of his past choices have created an uneasy pressure. Trina is questioning whether love is enough to survive chaos. She's always been rational and wise beyond her years, but now she's caught in an emotional whirlwind. She wants to support Spencer, but at what cost to her own peace of mind? Recent decisions by others around her, particularly her mother Portia, are only fueling her confusion. She's being asked to trust, to wait, and to stay quiet. But Trina doesn't want to be a background player in her own life. She wants truth, autonomy, and safety. And if she doesn't find that with Spencer, she may be forced to walk away, even if it breaks her heart. Drew's win starts to lose its shine. While Drew Kane continues to enjoy the perks of his apparent success, there's a growing sense that the walls may be closing in around him. What was supposed to be a personal and professional turning point might have been built on unstable ground. He's basking in the praise of a few allies, but tension is brewing under the surface. His decisions haven't sat well with everyone. Carly, for example, is beginning to suspect that Drew is holding back or shaping the truth to protect his public image, rather than owning up to his mistakes. Michael may be grateful for Drew's support, but he also questions his motives. Drew's confidence is admirable, but it may soon cross over into arrogance. And if he continues to ignore warning signs, his so-called victory could turn into a very public downfall. Nina makes a final plea. Will anyone hear her? Nina Reeves is nothing if not persistent. She knows she's on the outs with most of the people she once considered her circle. Still, she refuses to let go of the hope that she can make things right. Her plea, however, is about more than just forgiveness. It's a request to be seen as human again. The pain of being treated as an outsider is eating away at Nina, especially as she watches Sunny slowly detach and Willow build stronger walls. Nina may not have always chosen the best path, but in her eyes, everything was done to protect or preserve love. Unfortunately for those around her, love isn't an excuse for deception. Despite her tearful appeal, Carly may see through what she believes is another manipulative ploy. Willow could remain unmoved, guarding her heart and her child. Sunny, caught between the past and the future, may soon be forced to make a final decision about where Nina belongs in his life. What comes next? The calm before another storm. As these stories continue to unfold, one thing is certain. General Hospital is preparing fans for another emotional crescendo. Every character is standing at a crossroads, and the choices they make now will shape the next era of relationships, rivalries, and regrets. Will Carly's push for answers reveal deeper betrayals? Can Trina hold on to herself in a world trying to shape her future? Is Drew's self-assurance covering up a dangerous blind spot? And will Nina's emotional gamble be the key to healing? Or the nail in the coffin? Only time will tell, but for now Port Charles is pulsing with energy, tension, and a whole lot of unspoken truth. General Hospital shocker. Carly and Tracy's truce as Michael makes bold custody move. Tensions in Port Charles are reaching a boiling point as shifting alliances and high-stakes legal maneuvers begin reshaping familiar dynamics. In a twist that no one saw coming, Carly Spencer and Tracy Quartermaine, two strong-willed women who've long been more adversaries than allies, are finding common ground in the wake of Michael Corinthos' surprising decision to seize full custody of his children. This developing story highlights how shared goals and mutual frustrations can bring even the fiercest opponents to the same side. As old family loyalties clash with modern parenting strategies and personal vendettas, one thing is clear. Power in Port Charles is constantly changing hands, and the fallout could be monumental. Michael's custody power play rocks Port Charles. Michael Corinthos has always portrayed himself as a level-headed family man who wants what's best for his kids. But lately that calm exterior is cracking under the weight of betrayal, fear, and disappointment. Feeling cornered and determined to protect his children, Michael makes a move that few expected. He files for full custody. The trigger behind this decision could stem from growing concerns over Willow's mental health, or from tensions surrounding Nina Reeves and the choices she continues to make. Either way, Michael is no longer content to share parenting responsibilities if he believes his children are at risk. For some, this action seems drastic. For others, it's a calculated measure rooted in love and protection. Regardless of intent, the legal bombshell sends shockwaves through multiple families and sets off a chain reaction that pulls in players from across the canvas. Carly and Tracy find unexpected common ground. The fallout from Michael's decision spills into unexpected corners, including into the long-standing rivalry between Carly Spencer and Tracy Quartermaine. Historically, these two haven't seen eye to eye on much. Tracy's no-nonsense business attitude often clashed with Carly's emotional responses and protective instincts. But now, both women realize that Michael's bold custody move could come with collateral damage, particularly if the legal battle turns public and bitter. Tracy, ever the strategist, knows how family drama can tarnish reputations and destabilize legacies. Carly, on the other hand, wants to shield her family, especially Michael and his children, from pain, embarrassment, or court battles that spiral out of control. Both of them have a vested interest in maintaining control over the narrative, even if it means working together. Reluctantly at first, Carly and Tracy begin collaborating. It starts with guarded conversations and tense exchanges, but evolves into mutual respect. They each have resources, influence, and unique insights into the players involved. Carly brings heart and inside knowledge of Michael's motivations. Tracy contributes strategic thinking and legal awareness from decades in the Quartermaine family. Together, they form a powerhouse pairing determined to stabilize the situation and protect those they care about. Willow caught in the middle. One of the most affected by Michael's bold move is, of course, Willow Tate. She's already been through hell, facing a deadly illness, rebuilding her life, and grappling with strained relationships. Now she's blindsided by the possibility that her own husband doesn't trust her judgment enough to share custody. If Willow's health or mental well-being was cited in the custody documents, it could cut deep, damaging not only her role as a mother but also her faith in her marriage. Willow may seek support from unlikely corners, Perhaps even from Nina, who continues trying to prove she's changed, or from Sasha, who's endured her own parenting struggles. But no matter what, Willow's emotional state is fragile, and this latest twist threatens to unravel what little stability she has left. Nina and Drew react separately and strongly. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Nina Reeves and Drew Kane are each reacting to Michael's decision in their own intense ways. Nina, of course, is furious and heartbroken. She suspects Carly's hand is in this somewhere, and seeing her daughter emotionally devastated only fuels her rage. Nina may begin plotting her next move, either legal retaliation or emotional warfare. She's determined not to be shut out of her family again. Drew, meanwhile, is caught in a moral bind. On one hand, he respects Michael's protective instincts. On the other, he's wary of what this means for Willow, whom he's grown close to. As he watches the storm brew, Drew may be forced to pick a side, and that could leave him at odds with both Carly and Michael. What happens now? Port Charles is once again the stage for explosive drama, where personal agendas collide with long-buried grudges and shifting loyalties. The new alliance between Carly and Tracy could signal a dangerous new chapter. Together, they have the power to reshape the outcome of this custody case, or make it more complicated than ever. As Michael digs in his heels, Willow struggles to understand his motivations. Meanwhile, Nina's fury continues to rise, and Drew may soon be forced to take a stand. At the center of it all are the children, being used as chess pieces in a game that no longer feels like family but war. Port Charles aftershock. Emotions run high as Carly and Tracy close ranks over Michael's bold custody battle. The battle lines in General Hospital have never been more blurred. As Michael Corinthos' bombshell custody filing sends shockwaves through the community, unexpected partnerships begin to form. None more surprising than the shaky truce between Carly Spencer and Tracy Quartermain. In the aftermath of Michael's declaration, everyone in Port Charles is reevaluating their loyalty, their strategy, and their endgame. But one thing is certain. This isn't just a custody battle. It's a full-blown war with emotional, legal, and relational consequences that will affect every corner of the canvas. Michael's conviction versus Willow's devastation. Michael believed he was doing the right thing. After all, protecting his children from perceived instability has always been his top priority. But what happens when protection feels more like punishment to the people closest to him? Willow is stunned, not just by the legal filing itself, but by the secrecy behind it. The man she trusted with her heart, the father of her children, didn't come to her with concerns. Instead, he went to court. Now she feels betrayed, blindsided, and deeply hurt. It's not just about custody, it's about trust. And that trust may be irreparably damaged. Tracy and Carly, power brokers in action. As the custody case intensifies, Carly and Tracy have become unlikely co-defenders of Michael's decision. For Carly, it's about protecting her son. For Tracy, it's about controlling the narrative around the Quartermain legacy. Their collaboration is surprisingly effective. Carly's emotional intelligence balances out Tracy's shrewd detachment. Together, they coordinate damage control, leak just enough to the press to win sympathy, and quietly pressure legal allies to support Michael's bid. Still, their alliance is uneasy. Each woman knows the other has her own agenda, and neither is known for keeping alliances intact for long. At any moment, this truce could splinter, and when it does, Port Charles may not be ready for the fallout. Nina pushes back. Nina Reeves is livid, and growing more dangerous by the day. She believes this custody move is just another calculated strike by Carly to isolate her from her family, using Michael as a pawn. In Nina's mind, this isn't about what's best for the kids. It's about revenge. As Willow crumbles emotionally, Nina is quick to step into the nurturing role, offering support, empathy, and a reminder that she is still her mother, even if no court says so. Behind the scenes, Nina is preparing a counterstrike. If she uncovers any misstep Carly or Michael has made, she will expose it with precision. And if that doesn't work, she may resort to more drastic measures to gain access to her grandchildren again. Drew, torn between past and present. Caught in the middle is Drew Kane, whose once solid moral compass seems to be spinning. As Willow's close friend and Carly's confidant, he's struggling to reconcile his support for Michael with his empathy for Willow. He also suspects something more is going on with Michael's motivations, perhaps pressure from Carly or a deeper trauma that Michael hasn't voiced. Drew's loyalty may soon be tested. If Willow asks him to testify on her behalf, or if Nina offers him a deal to shift his stance, Drew could become the swing vote in a battle that will define multiple futures. Avery and Donna, the other innocents. Lost in the noise are two of the youngest and most innocent players, Avery Corinthos and Donna Corinthos. Though not directly affected by the custody filing, yet, the ripples of this family implosion will touch them sooner rather than later. If Sonny is pulled deeper into the custody chaos, he may be forced to reassert his influence, especially if Nina demands a bigger role in Avery's life or Carly's position becomes legally threatened. And if Nina pushes too far, Sonny may have to choose between his loyalty to her and the family he's always vowed to protect. That choice may be the end of Sona as we know it. The legal war begins. As lawyers prepare motions, subpoenas fly, and family members brace for depositions, the courtroom becomes the new battlefield. Everyone is under scrutiny now: Carly's past decisions, Willow's health history, Michael's temper, Nina's criminal record, and Tracy's long list of questionable business practices. Secrets could spill. Affairs could be exposed. Even past paternity scandals may resurface. And in this atmosphere, no one is truly safe. It's not just about parenting anymore. It's about pride, control, legacy, and who ultimately gets to decide what family looks like in Port Charles. What comes next? With emotions frayed and truth buried beneath layers of strategy, Port Charles is hurtling toward a custody case that could change everything. Carly and Tracy's alliance might be temporary, but their influence is real. Nina is digging in her heels. Willow is caught between heartbreak and survival. And Michael, once the calm in the storm, may become its new epicenter. The question now isn't whether things will explode, it's how many people will be caught in the blast.